If you were to ask 100 people to tell you their most important values, and I've done it, 99 of them would probably include very high at that list, probably right at the top, integrity. If you were to read 100 corporate statements of values, which I've done, almost all of them, one way or another, are going to have integrity. And you know, integrity really is sort of a master value. Without integrity, even winning ends up losing. Heck, Enron had the word integrity in their statement of values. Enron did a pretty good job on living a lot of their values. They were authentic, they had a great vision, they were entrepreneurial, but they lacked integrity and the company crashed and burned. And anytime you see an individual crash and burn, chances are it was because they failed the test of integrity. I'm Joe Tye, CEO of Values Coach. In the last 5 modules of this course, we talked about core action value number 1, authenticity. And now in the next 5 modules, we're going to talk about how do you build on that foundation of authenticity with core action value number 2, integrity, and the cornerstones that put action into that value of integrity. But first I want to differentiate between 2 things. Acting with integrity and being a person of integrity. Acting with integrity means doing the right things, and that's very important. But the reason authenticity comes before integrity on our core values is because to be a person of integrity means to be authentic, to be genuine, to work toward being that meant to be you. The word integrity, the root of the word is integer. Integer means one unified whole. You're the same person at work, at home, doing your hobbies. You're a person of integrity. And integrity really is the foundation of character strength. The Greek philosopher Heraclitus said, character is destiny. And by that he meant that your character will determine your future. J.R.R. Tolkien, the author who wrote The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, sent a letter to one of his sons during the Second World War. And he said that man is like a farmer who plants a seed, and that seed is character. And you, by your conscious choice, how you choose to cultivate that seed, can define, for better or worse, what your future character will be. And he said, I'm impressed with the fact that changes in character, strengthening of character, can be permanent and profound by the choices we make. Stephen Covey, author of The 7 Habits, says you've got to work on character strength before you need it. He said it's like trying to get in shape physically. You can't get in shape for a football game the day before the game. You have to work ahead of time at it. Now, if you don't put in that effort to create strength of character, to be a person of integrity, to know how to act with integrity, you're putting yourself at great danger. And what tends to happen is that people get out on this slippery slope. That's what happened at Enron. They didn't start out making horribly, what turned out to be criminal decisions. They started out with little getting away with it. And they got away with something and they did it a little bit more. And pretty soon it's like an addictive drug. It's like a Ponzi scheme. Pretty soon you're covering up, trying to get something from here to make up for the lies you've told, the little thefts you've made. You rationalize things away, and pretty soon you're way down that slippery slope and there's no coming back. And one of the things that is so important for you to pay attention to, and we'll get back to this at multiple points during this course, the 60 module course, is your reference group. That's the fancy term for what that sociologists use for the people you choose to hang around with, your reference group. And many studies have shown, many psychological studies have shown, much as you think you can armor yourself with the Teflon integrity, hang around with people who are dishonest, hang around with people who have bad attitudes, hang around with people who have the wrong motivation, the wrong motives. The truth is, you are profoundly influenced by your reference group. That's what happened at Enron. You didn't have tens of thousands of dishonest crooks. You had a lot of people who were being influenced by the people around them, and it created this culture of lack of integrity. One other important point, and that is that there is always a gap between the real and the ideal. And if you don't acknowledge that gap, If you think, oh yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a 12 when it comes to integrity, that is precisely when you're setting yourself up for the biggest problems. And being honest with yourself about your flaws, your failings, your weaknesses is probably, ironically, paradoxically, the best defense against having those weaknesses cause you problems later. Now, if I mentioned asking people about their values, something else that always comes up, or often comes up, whether you're talking with people about their individual values or company executives talking about their corporate values, one of them is trust. And I'll point out that trust is not a value. Trust is an outcome. It is an outcome that you earn. You earn trust, right? You earn trust, and how do you earn trust? Well, you earn trust by being honest. How can I trust you if you're not telling me the truth? You earn trust by being reliable. How can I trust you if you tell me you're going to do something and you don't do it? You earn trust by being a person of humility. I don't trust, and I bet you don't trust, people who are arrogant, people who are so full of themselves that they don't listen to you. And you earn trust by being a good steward of resources. It's hard to trust somebody who's wasteful, who's frivolous, somebody who does not care for the next generation, the people around them, somebody who wastes things that could be put to better use elsewhere. And those are the 4 cornerstones that we'll cover: honesty, reliability, humility, and stewardship. That is how you become a person of integrity. One last thing about integrity. Without integrity, even winning becomes losing. I mentioned Enron, and we've seen it over and over. It's possible to cut corners. It's possible to shade the truth. It's possible to rationalize away your behavior for a while. You might profit from it short term. You might be able to take advantage of other people a little bit. But eventually, it's going to catch up to you. And that's why integrity comes after authenticity, but it comes before everything else. Be a person of integrity. Be that unified whole. So in tomorrow's module, we're going to talk about that first cornerstone, honesty. Between now and then, tell the truth.